Just waiting for everybody to get online. What the hell? Hello? Why is it a minute late? But ain't it late? There's a delay. A little late. Delay. Oh, okay. Anyway, I'm trying to see if everything is running smoothly. Everything is running smoothly. Is everything running smoothly? I don't know. Is everything running smoothly? Smoothie. Delucy. Let's see. Someone's like to be unmuted. There we go. So, hello. Can you hear my voice? I could barely hear it, but let's see if I need to increase set volume. Maybe need to increase set volume. Maybe you need to increase your set volume. Don't know. Let's check it out. What is it? Hold on. Try it again. There we go. Yeah, you're good. Alright. Let's see. I think there's something else that I gotta look at too. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Needed to fix my little voice box here. This voice chat box is a little bit iffy. Yeah, like fix that, make sure everything is active on there. Same thing as the chat box. Hopefully that's working fine. Maybe we can start seeing some anything going up in the chat. Actually, if you could go onto the live stream right now, Shiny Dark Ray, and see if you just type in, maybe something will pop up in the chat. Because I don't want to like open up the browser and check. I just want to make sure everything is good on Discord and see if they'll show it up on Discord.
Yeah, everything looks good here.
Cause I just don't see like the thing pop up.
Well, it's looking good on my
Okay, let me just, I might have to open up the browser. browser. Oh, there we go. You could barely hear me over the music? Okay, let me fix that then. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Is that better?
Better word, maybe.
Is the music too loud or is it still good?
It sounds good to me.
Okay. Trying to just make sure everybody else is on the chat. Just saw the chat box did lit up, so I think we're kind of good. Everything is a little bit visible for things to pop up on the chat, so that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. So I could be able to like keep up with the chat, make sure everything is pretty much showing up on here. That's better. Still sorry for the slow mode making me wait. Slow mo making me wait. It's all good, dude. It's all good. Yeah. Just like trying to figure out some stuff. We're waiting for some people to come online, if they could come online, and waiting for people to come up into the chat, because one, I have like a really huge discussion. I wanted to put out a podcast in like forever, and we haven't been getting podcasts on Thursdays lately because of the scheduling, the time, and I decided I wanted to do it a little bit early today because maybe we could get at least one or two people, maybe just one or two people on the podcast, because we have like a very big discussion to talk about, and it is Sword and Shield for the most part. It is the new box legendaries finally getting their fully revealed, and some of the other stuff that also have to do with Pokemon games that are going to be coming out for this year and next year on. But yeah, we're just kind of just waiting right now to see if our other YouTuber buddies will come online, or waiting for a couple of more people to pop up into the live stream. Just say hi, so let me know that you guys are in the live stream at this moment in time, so I can see it pop up onto the chat box here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably just gonna give it like a. Sorry, what?
Oh, I was saying, do you just want to talk about something minor while we wait on everybody else?
Well, there was that, the thing that I did put out, the whole that fight off between Kyo, Demonized Kyo from Samurai Deeper Kyo versus Afro Samurai from Afro Samurai versus Ronin Kenshin. Samurai X, I wanted to go ahead and say that, because instead of saying from the Samurai X, instead of saying from Ronin Kenshin, Samurai X, you also had Samurai Jack, who will win in that fight off.
Who won?
You wanted to say Samurai Jack, right?
Yeah.
Samurai Jack did not win.
Yeah, I kind of figured that was coming. But, oh well.
Here's the thing. Even though Samurai Jack has like a lot of good defeats compared to most of these guys, a lot of people are also voting for Ronin Kenshin because he is been proven to be a little bit stronger, but I wouldn't say as strong as to Samurai Jack, but he does have a much better skill set that I would say his sword fighting is a little bit much faster than Samurai Jack. That's why I believe that's why there was a more of a hand-to-hand victory for Ronan McKinchen, because he is the guy to do a lot of things. And in the same similarity, between the same story between these two, these are like, one, you have the fact that Samurai Jack has not ever killed a person in his lifetime. He killed so many robots. He's been proven that he's strong against anything, but he has not actually killed a person until later on in the series. Uh,
Yeah.
and then you have Ronnie McKinchen, who kind of started out killing people and then eventually backed away from killing people, but still overall still one of the best fighters without killing people on top of that. But he has the experience. So
Yeah.
even though you still have Samurai Jack, who's been throughout time has gained probably a lot more experience, you're still dealing with a person who literally killed the person so many times.
That is true. But that's what I kind of knew that he actually, sure, he was trained to kill people, but he never actually did it. Trained, sure, but he never actually did it until
Yeah,
much later in the series, and it went pretty hard on content afterwards. So it
exactly.
felt quite
Before he
funny.
actually accepted the fact that he killed.
Yeah.
Like, he had to like look at how his father did the killing, because and he had to like relive uh that whole situation with his father to actually like understand that, yeah, killing is bad, but just to save your own life, you need to go ahead and kill.
Yeah.
That's the whole way of surviving. You have to kill a person to survive against any opposing foe that's gonna pretty much harm you in your life. Um,
Yeah.
and that's the thing about that was a whole nother thing about Ronan McKinchen that also struck me as, this is why they kind of have that same almost same aspect of the story, but it just like with Ronan McKinchen and his backstory is, one, he he grew up to a certain point, then became uh, homeless, and then he just became like one of these orphans. Then a person who's literally a swords master, finally finds him, teach him the ways of his sword style, and then knowing the fact that the master that he followed under, who was the most epic swordsman in all history with his sword fighting skills, he learned and mastered all those sword skills. Now, the only thing about that, he could become a master at that point, but he decided to not kill his own master to become a master. And that was the whole thing about Ronan McKinchen and his story timeline, is he needs to kill his own master to become a master, and that's how it works. He didn't kill his master to become a master, but he still is very highly skilled in what he does as a samurai compared to anybody else in that history of anime. Uh, and that's why when I was doing the votes on Amino, like the anime Amino and the Fight Club Amino, and some people have brought up the fact that Ronan McKinchen is a little bit stronger in the manga, and I get the reason why he's probably stronger in the manga series, because they actually supposedly, because it takes a little bit longer in the series where he showed a little bit more information about him being stronger, or he trained a little bit more further in and he got a little bit more powerful. So that's the
Mm-hmm.
reason why a lot of people were like, I'm leaning towards Ronan McKinchen. Most people don't know about Samurai. No one knows about Demonized Kyo a lot or Samurai Deeper Kyo, so it's highly vague on how strong he is, but there are also like some little magical properties that the Samurai Deeper Kyo has. Uh, then you also have Afro Samurai. Afro Samurai is another person who's is powerful and the light of a lot of people, but there's not really that much information about him to really like say that he's probably better than Rurouni Kenshin, at most better than Rurouni. So that's another reason why a lot of people didn't vote for Afro Samurai, and that's why Rurouni Kenshin had a much bigger view, or more bigger vote on that subject. And that's why he kind of won for the most part. But I guess we could go ahead and officially get into this whole little debate on what just happened in the Pokemon Direct, I guess. Um, so again, yes, we have our two new legendary Pokemon, our two new box art for these two legendary Pokemon. We finally get to see the fact that they didn't make them wolves or dogs, you could say, or two legendary dogs for the Sword and Shield. We were always debating if there's gonna be like that. You know, are they gonna make them the dogs because there are dogs in this the symbol of the sword and the shield? Are they gonna be like that, or are they gonna be something different? We finally got the reveal. They are exactly how they are in the logo, so that's awesome. We gotta give it up to Game Freak for making these Pokemon look the way they are. A lot of people are comparing it to some Digimon from the OG Digimon, the two main Digimon characters, and they do look that way in a certain way for like the shield part, and then the dog aspect of some of the Digimon characters. So I get it. Of course, they're gonna have to start memeing up a lot of things. Um, but yeah, this is very interesting. I liked how they did the sword in the mouth for the dog, and then the whole mane is like a shield for the other one. How do you feel about those two?
Well, Sword One actually was familiar to Dark Souls. It's mine first, so
Oh,
what's called
I think I know what you're talking about too. Even though I never played the game, but I've been seeing like a couple of those monsters on there, so I kind of know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he has the whole sword in his mouth. A lot similar to the boss art of legendary Pokemon Sword. I can't remember the name. Sorry, I only watched Mesmeric. The Sword one, the Shield one. I mean, it looks pretty good. It doesn't have bad.
Yeah.
Uh,
You know what? The thing about the sword, though, the sword one, I just realized because now it kind of reminds me of Link's alternate form.
yeah.
I just realized that it really just looks like Link's alternate form, where he goes all possessed wolf form. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just realized that. It literally just looks like that. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it's it's very interesting because now that I'm like even looking at it more, it has like a crown on its head. I just realized that too. That's interesting. I wasn't expecting the crown to be on the head as much as I thought it would be. Um, Maybe try to get the picture to go a little bit bigger here. But yeah, there's like a crown up on his head. I just realized that.
Yeah, I noticed that too a little bit. Uh, there was, like that's the thing about being Nintendo Direct. You're not really gonna know. You're not gonna really pay much detail at first, and then I didn't go on.
Yeah.
Fine.
Um.
So
Yeah. I mean, again, it's so cool that we finally get our two legendary dogs, and a lot of people were like hoping that it was gonna be some other type of legendary that will be part of the box art, and it ended up not being that way. It ended up being the dog, two dogs being the box art for the
mm-hmm.
Pokemon. And yes, I remember that. Yes, Sun and Moon are the only ones that didn't have like a box art for legendaries because we didn't really get a main legendary for the two box arts. Apparently,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the what is that like our trying to remember because every other Pokemon game had a box art legendary or well, the original games didn't have box art legendaries. Like it was red,
Uh,
blue, and yellow. Red, blue, yellow, and green are the only ones I would say that didn't have box legendaries.
Fire Red, and
And then the remakes didn't have legendaries.
yeah, because that's Gen 2 that doesn't have
Yeah, and then they finally got it back to where I would say maybe the remakes of I guess you could say remakes of Yellow, Eevee, and Pikachu are the other second ones that didn't get a legendary box
that's the box art.
for their box art, and then now we finally got back to having a legendary box art. And again, it's it's still kind of crazy how now they're realizing the fact that Sun and Moon didn't have a box art legendary at all. Not even in the part two of its uh, release, it didn't have a official box art legendary because we didn't really have like a main legendary for Sun and Moon. We only had legendary trios, but we never actually had an official two main legendary Pokemon for the game. But for this one, we do have two main legendaries. And I was gonna say, like, are they gonna really do us like that and not have a box legendary? Like, not actually have like an official legendary to the box art? I mean, technically, we did get a Sun and Moon, Sun and Moon legendary box art. I just remember that. People are gonna like hate on me. Like, wait, there was a two box legendary. Uh, there was Solgaleo and Lunala. There were
Yeah.
there actually are box legendaries. I just remember that. Um, but at first they kind of weren't showing the box legendaries for the two, and then they eventually did show the box legendaries for the two. So I guess they're still kind of doing that same thing where we're not gonna give you our box legendaries until we actually give you an actual review of our box legendaries in a later update. So again, I'm glad that they finally showed us what the box legendaries are, so people could just not spam fake news. So that's perfect. We don't have to worry about fake news. Um, I guess we could go ahead and move on to next the next item on the list here. Let's go ahead and talk about the new Pokemon here. We're gonna start with one of these new Pokemon. Let me just grab it here. transfer over to this. So we're gonna talk about this Pokemon that we have. It's this new grass Pokemon that we got here. I'm kind of,
Yeah.
I'm kind of. It's very interesting to me. I believe it really piques my interest. You know,
Yeah.
how do you feel about this Pokemon?
Honestly, it doesn't look too bad behind that. But we've
Mm-hmm.
already had our Pokemon up to this point. You know, we had Vexethe, there was one Gen 4 I forget. We have had flower Pokemon before, so I kind of feel as if, but no, I can't really judge a book by its cover. You know, he would just literally be the protagonist. Now, in evolutionary form, it doesn't look too bad. Not
It
too bad, like a comic book.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, again, it's one of those things where it's like, oh well, here we go. We have a new grass type Pokemon that kind of looks like Flabébé, but then also looks like it could be Whistlecott at the same time. Um, it's very intriguing, I'll say. Hello, Hector. But yeah, it's very interesting how it is one of those things where it has that both combinations, and I kind of like the art design, and I kind of don't like the art design. At the same time, it's one of those things
Yeah.
where it looks appealing, but it could be better
Yeah.
as to an art design. But again, I'm not always shitting on art design. Sometimes I think it's 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 someone's art, you know. I can shit on someone's art, but I'm not gonna shit on someone's art, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a highly expressive opinion on it, but I'm not gonna like really decrease it as much because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna probably fall in love with the actual Pokemon later on in life. You know, it's not a bad
Yeah.
design, and that's a lot of things about like certain people have like so much of an issue with what's it called uh like the table. If someone makes like a table Pokemon or an ice cream Pokemon, that looks like a shitty design, but then it's like, well, you might fall in love with it a little bit later on, and the stats might be good enough to precede you to otherwise look at this Pokemon in a different way. So that's how I feel about that.
Yeah.
And
I feel
now,
the same way.
yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying I feel the same way. I can't really just like cover just yet. Um, it's kind of a game of like, they could be really good Pokemon. Don't really know. Like I said, the artwork's a little meh for me, but that's just my opinion though.
Hmm.
I'm not saying I don't like it, nor I'm not saying I like it. It's kind of
It's kind of
it's
eh,
kind of
kind of eh.
yeah.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. It's kind of eh. Um,
I,
it's again, we just have to see when the game officially comes out and see how the design in person. And again, it might get we might get over it as the time has gone through it, and like I said, it's we might fall in love with the Pokemon design later on in life, but right now it just um now this little guy I like I like this. This is a mixture of a like Mareep and a I would say a Go-Goat in a way. So now we got like another like sheep-like Pokemon or a goat-like Pokemon. it?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. I was using my headset, but my headset is unfortunately dying. I have to charge it. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it seems like we can hear you more clearly.
Yeah. Yeah. My headset's just kind of low.
Hmm.
It's weird like that. So I guess I took it off charge. You can hear a little better now.
Okay. Um. But yeah, about this sheik though, this woo or something like that.
Uh,
I'm not. I still don't. I still don't have. I still don't have the names down yet. So don't like hate on me
it's
a little
called
bit.
Blue. That's the only one I really
Baloo.
remember.
Yeah. Um. How do you feel about this guy? This thing is adorable.
Uh, yeah, I kind of feel the same way. That's pretty good. You know,
I was like, this is like
kind of,
one of the designs that I will say will be one of my favorites because I'm pretty sure as to getting it to look shiny as well is probably gonna have like the same Mareep feel, or it's gonna be like a
hmm
fluffy pink. So it's gonna be super adorable, cotton candy all the way.
hmm
This is literally like a cotton candy. It's like a fuzzy cotton candy ball.
hmm
So I'm pretty sure that's what they're gonna go with, like a pinkish shiny.
Yeah, probably. Knowing
And I think I
him.
could see a lot more memes for this Pokemon too because the eye, the eye creeps me out.
Yeah.
It really has that goat eye.
Yeah.
I wonder what made this person do this. Like, why James? Why did you make this Pokemon look this way? I mean, I get it. We're trying to get more of a sheep goat looking thing, but man, that's kind of disturbing on the eye. Again, still cute,
Yeah.
but disturbing on the eye. Uh,
Yeah.
let's see. Seems like my Pokemon stuff is kind of almost out of organized. Let's try to scroll through this real quick. Do do do. Bear with me. Bear with me. Yeah, it looks like my Pokemon stuff is out of order. I feel like I should have had this more organized before live streaming it.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do. Oh yeah, I probably went too far up. That's what happened. That's what happened. Went too far up. Here we go. This is the man I'm looking at. Okay. So now we got this new turtle freaking Pokemon. How do you feel about this new turtle Pokemon called Druid? Druid? Drewer? Drew something? Drew? Draw? Draw?
I actually like it. Mine looks pretty good. I like how it's a rock water type, I believe. Rock and water, I believe.
I feel like
Uh,
it could be a rock water, but I mean, eh, yeah, you're right. It could be like another rock water type Pokemon. That gives us like another turtle based Pokemon, so that's cool in a way.
hmm
Cause I don't mind rocking out with the turtle Pokemon. I'm kind of upset because I just watched Verlicify's thing, you know, shitting on this Pokemon again. Like I said, the thing about shitting on the art design, you might fall in love with the art design a little bit later on. It's not gonna be too bad. I think that's the thing with a lot of people is the art design of this Pokemon doesn't look good. I think it looks good, and I'm probably will fall in love with it later on in life. If this does get an evolution, the evolution better be probably maybe a little bit better than this one. But again, I don't mind this art design.
Yeah.
This art design is pretty good. it almost kind of feel like more towards the Digimon feel. Sometimes it may it does give off a Digimon vibe. It sometimes feels like nah, that's just Pokemon. Pokemon always been more in that route of being Pokemon and then Digimon or some other uh what is it called, yokai. So I mean, it's a it's a thing, and then knowing the fact that yokai and Digimon are like the same expire, you know, they're gonna have like almost the same design when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
It's like yes, Pokemon was the first to make certain designs to Pokemon and make it such a big franchise, and everybody followed after it, and they kind of made almost the same similar designs, but not too similar. But sometimes
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon will, sometimes artists will make their Pokemon look almost close to a Digimon design. So it is what it is. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, you said you like the design.
Yeah, I like it. I'm curious to see if it does evolve. I'm quite curious to see what it would evolve into. It looks pretty good so far.
Yeah, it's always good to have like a new turtle type Pokemon in the
Yeah.
backpack, as you will. Now leading on to this new Pokemon that I think is one of the most greatest starting bird Pokemon that I ever seen in my whole entire life. Very edgy indeed. Oh my gosh, look at this bird Pokemon, because this bird Pokemon is very edgy as hell. How do you feel about
Yeah.
this Pokemon?
I generally like it, honestly. Like, I don't really have much to complain about it.
I feel like this could be your
Um,
new mascot, honestly.
yeah, I know. It's pretty cool. Uh, you know, I pretty edgy. I like the whole kind of armor thing, like an armored raven. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, the typing looks pretty cool. It looks like one of the bird Pokemon that may not evolve, considering of what I've seen in the trailer. That it's kind of like a taxi service.
Yeah, it literally looks like that's the basic stage of this Pokemon. It's so the stats will have to be somewhere good enough to be in the same league as uh, I would say maybe Braver, not Bravery. Because if this is our starting bird Pokemon, it will have to be somewhere between Pidgeot, uh, Staraptor, Talonflame. It has to be like that that stat level for this Pokemon to be our starter bird. Cause
Yeah.
I mean, yes, that's gonna say it's kind of broken, but we don't get it through the beginning of the game. It looks like we're gonna get this Pokemon somewhere in the middle, so that's what makes it have like a better stats than so we can actually like almost get through most of the stuff that we need to get through during the game. So it looks like it's our starter mon, our starter bird, but I don't know. I'm not too sure if it is our starter bird.
Yeah.
Because then a lot of people also comparing this to Skarmory, and again, that's also saying Skarmory wasn't our starter bird, so this might not just be our starter bird.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're trying to add that new mechanic of this bird being a taxi driver,
Yeah.
that's like another idea that they took from one of the fan-made Pokemon games, and that's the what's it called? Pokemon Insurgents. Because Pokemon
Yeah.
Insurgents had a taxi cab float thing where it gets you to certain areas in place. So it'd be like a Pokemon on top of a taxi-like car, and it's dropping you to certain areas. So I was like, you kind of like stole that from them on that idea, but hey, we're gonna just go ahead and ignore that real quick. But kind of did.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Pokemon already had the company of doing Pokemon flying you to certain areas, but the whole taxi aspect of it, I was like, wait, that's someone else's idea that already is into a game that you guys take. You're probably not gonna care about it because you'd be like, well, they kind of like copy our games anyway, and they, you know, didn't all the way change the game because they're using still our Pokemon in their game. I get that. I get that. So I'm pretty sure they're not gonna be able to sue you guys on that idea, though, even though that's their original idea. But Pokemon, you do you, you do you. Pokemon, you do you. But yeah, I definitely do like the design. I definitely do. I do like the idea, but how they gonna implement the idea, I don't know. But I do like the idea of that taxi being a thing.
That's a pretty interesting idea.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it removes the availability of agents. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not saying that Fly was that agent. It's one of probably the best ones.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, in some areas it could be a lot more convenient where you can't get a taxi anywhere. Like
True.
only in certain towns you can, which
Mm-hmm.
could be annoying. Like if you're outside on a route or something, unless they're going to do kind of like the Charizard thing, Sun and Moon, and make it like that, then yeah, maybe. But
Yeah.
you know, we just don't know yet. So
We really don't. We really just truly don't. Now, going on to the next topic on Pokemon Sword and Shield, we have this huge rating system on Pokemon Sword and Shield called the Dynamax.
mm-hmm.
It's 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 saying that they're still going the same route with making the Pokemon Go aspect into the new generation Pokemon games being Sword and Shield. So,
Mm-hmm.
how do you feel about the whole Dynamax? Because this is supposed to be like a version of a Mega Evolution with Z moves being used for 3 turns and it reverts back to its small size.
Honestly, like in story mode, it would be pretty cool. But as a battling vibe, I don't know. That would feel kind of broken, not gonna lie.
That's the same thing that I was thinking. It seems pretty broken, but that's the thing about it being broken because I feel like they might have a because like I said, it's only one Pokemon can really truly use this. There's only certain Pokemon like not certain Pokemon that can use this, but you only can use one Pokemon. You can only use this move one time to actually have it during the duration of 3 turns, and that's it. No other Pokemon could go into that form and use it. So it still has that same aspect of, well, one, you still have that whole Mega Evolution aspect to it, where only one Pokemon can use it per match, and you have the fact that it's only going to be able to stay on there like that for only 3 turns. So they kind of like downgrade on how Mega Evolution was, where it's like this Pokemon could be mega for the whole rest of the fucking match, where this is only for 3 turns. So I mean, it does give you an advantage. It does give you an advantage, but it's only going to give you an advantage for those 3 turns.
Well, I don't. Like I said, it's like it's too early to tell. Tell how powerful it could be or how it will be.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of a game. It's pretty much wait and play.
Yeah. Um, Again, back to the concept of this rating system that they're trying to do, where they're trying to get more people to add people on the Switch and be able to co-op raids, as you will, in the Pokemon world here. How do you feel about that?
I feel like it's pretty cool adding a little bit more multiplayer to it.
Yeah, but you're still another, again, it's still using the Pokemon Go aspect of things. Now, how do you feel about they're using a Pokemon Go mechanic again onto a Sword and Shield main series game?
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be too bad to experiment. To try out it would feel. So,
Mm.
I don't know. It's kind of a thing. It all kind of really falls down on what else more like type of gameplay we're able to see, and anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. That kind of really good as well. Uh, but so far from what I've seen, it looks pretty cool. A lot of team aspect to it.
Yeah.
It's difficult because there may not be a whole lot of ways to communicate.
True, and they probably have like a new like communication setup on here where it allow you to communicate with that. And again, they haven't like officially shown that yet. That we might have like a better communication system on here. So they might do another trailer explaining the communication system on here.
I mean, it's possible.
Because since they're already trying to do this whole co-op raid thing, that even then it's probably gonna not really matter, because all you have to do is pretty much like get it down to like 0 for the Pokemon. That's how like always been like a thing in Pokemon Go raids. All you have to do is get the Pokemon down to 0 and then throw a ball. You know,
Yeah.
it's it's basically Pokemon logic to do, like think the Pokemon and then throw a ball. So in Pokemon Go terms, that's how it always been. Think the Pokemon, throw a ball. But in Pokemon Go, don't think the Pokemon, you just throw a ball. But what they're trying to do here is you go get it down in a raid battle, and then that's one of the things that Pokemon Go did, is in a raid system where they battle the Pokemon, get it down to 0, and then go into a catcher's uh, well, catcher mechanic, and then throw a ball, and then catches the Pokemon afterwards. So I mean, that's the one reason why I feel like, yes, Pokemon Go's catcher system on uh, Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee was not too great, because a lot of people feel like it should be more of a raid setup. If for Pokemon, you might as well just kept the whole battle Pokemon and then throw a ball. But again, it's like, well, that shouldn't be an issue. Changing that system shouldn't be an issue, because again, you catch your Pokemon regardless without having to weaken it down. Well, it's a big problem, and they shouldn't be in a big problem against that, because it's like you're still gonna gain XP. Because again, from the point of when they introduced the whole point of gaining XP from Pokemon that you capture was in what, like X and Y. They added that mechanic into the game where You don't actually have to um, do damage to capture this Pokemon, or you don't. You can actually capture a Pokemon without having to do damage and then getting XP. You don't have to defeat the Pokemon to gain XP. You can catch a Pokemon and gain XP. That was the whole concept of that. So again, it's from them to take the battle part out. It wasn't bad. It still adds to the fact that you can still catch these Pokemon without having to defeat them. But I'm glad that they brought it. They brought the whole. Oh, okay. Well, that was supposed to be a little bit more easier for people who haven't played the main series game. I get that, and
Yeah.
a lot of people had like issues with it. But again, it was meant for people who haven't played the main series game. Um,
Yeah.
Again, I still like the concept of they're doing this whole rating system for Pokemon that might be probably a little bit better than your usual Pokemon, and they probably have like certain movesets that other Pokemon have. That's why they're trying to do the whole rating system on here. And there's probably like Pokemon that we might not be able to counter in the game, and unless you're doing the whole, oh, you did co-op with 3 other people to try to get this one Pokemon, because this Pokemon might have like a special move that you can't find in the wild. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm getting that particular vibe off of when they added this whole entire system in here. So mechanic is good. I can't wait to see what they do with it. I can't wait to see how much of a difference between a regular Pokemon and the Dynamax Pokemon, and see what's the actual big difference. If they increase the stats over drastically, or they increase the stats a little bit. Because I don't mind if it is increased a little bit to get over your opponent, but not broken enough to like withstand from your opponent not be able to get a little some way of a comeback from it.
Yeah.
Now going on to this, our first ever gym leader. How do you feel about that?
That, our champion, our new team leader that we saw are both pretty interesting. Gym leader, not a bad idea, like the whole stadium aspect of it. You know, I find that to be cool. Kind of goes back to, I think, the Gown region, if memory serves correctly, based off of, I can't remember what country it was.
Uh, the,
Ireland, I think?
it's
Something like that.
I forgot. It's supposed to be part of the UK, but I forgot exactly what.
I think it's like somewhere around Ireland or something like that. One of those places.
Malo is a very interesting name. I don't see. Here's the thing about the actual trainer sprite for the gym leader, because it's kind of weird. Because you make this guy pretty buff, and then he has like a child face. Do you realize that he has like a child face, but his body is like an adult, muscled up guy?
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Who did this? Who designed that?
I don't know, really.
It's like, oh, we're gonna have a couple of kids play here, but then you got this gym leader. This gym leader seems off. Yeah, the gym leader seems off. Anyway, let's move on to that, because and right now it only reveals that he only has one Pokemon, so we don't know if he has 2 or 3 Pokemon, but he only has like one Pokemon. Let's get on to the rival, because again, our rival does have like a brother who's the champion apparently. But our rival is named Ha. Hop? Yeah,
Yeah.
Hop. So I don't understand why his name is Hop. Like, what's up with that? Why is his name Hop? Of all names you could give our rival, you gave him the name Hop.
Yeah.
Just Hop. Like, where is he gonna hop to? Hop?
Yeah.
Where are you gonna hop to, Hop? At least they didn't say friendly rival. They just said rival. That's another thing. So we might have like a good rival here that's gonna be
Yeah.
probably like a little bit not friendly to us, but still friendly, but not as friendly. So that's a good. And right now we only got introduced to one rival, so we don't have multiple rivals in this game. We only
Mm-hmm.
have just the rival, and his name is Hop.
Mm-hmm.
I can see so many memes for this guy. It's so funny. It's like, seriously, your
Yeah.
name is Hop? Really? Of all the names that they could have named you, Hop. Hop is the name they gave you. Wow. um. Now, let's go on to the champion, the rival's brother here. Um, his name is Leon. So, why did they get like they gave him like Lion or something like that? I want to say Leon or Leo, but
Yeah.
you gave his oldest brother Lion basically. His brother's name is Lion, and then you named his younger brother the rival Hop. Lion Hop?
Yeah.
Lion Hop? Is that what you're gonna go with? Lion Hop?
Yeah.
Lion Hop is the name? Like, is, is so like you guys team up and you call yourself the Lion Hop? Oh, there's gonna be so many memes about that one. Um, so this dude has like a Charizard by his side. I'm guessing that's his star player here. Charizard, his main guy. He has his secret weapon, his last Pokemon that he will be probably showing off since he is the champion. And I'm surprised that they just gave us our champion like right off the start in that trailer. It's kind of wild. You know, you would never expect our champion to be showing up mid first into this. I was expecting for like another trailer showing off the Elite Four members and then the champion, not the champion right off the
Yeah.
bat. Maybe the rival, but not the champion. And then realizing the champion has a brother that is the rival of us on top of that. So I can't wait to see what his other Pokemon is. But as to what we know, he's basically like the whole Lance with the Dragonite situation. Uh, kind of like Cynthia with the what's her
Garchomp.
Garchomp. Yeah, he's basically, oh, okay, here's my Pokemon, right, that I use, like main star Pokemon. There we go. That's all you need to know. I have a Charizard. I'm not gonna show off what my other Pokemon are, but that's my best Pokemon right there. Apparently.
Yeah.
Um. Now, here's another thing that I wanted to look at as well. We got our professor here, and I will say another name that I cannot pronounce. Magallonian, the Maglon,
Yeah.
Maglon, something like that. Um, Pretty interesting professor. I really would say, and I was expecting, I was really expecting the, what was it? The what's this I'm assuming this is the daughter, but I'm assuming this is the granddaughter. That's the assistant here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Sonya.
Sonya. Yeah, I I was kind of like assuming that she would have been the professor, or at least, but they say, oh, she's the assistant to the professor. So, and she's gonna also be helping you figure stuff out during the game. So, I mean, I don't need the help to figure out during the game, but I guess you can help. Include me in some stuff that I need to know, I guess. Since I'm not gonna see that from your professor, but go right ahead. Show me some stuff that I need to look out for. Um, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. Can't wait to figure out what's going on with these two characters and everything. Um, but here's the other thing that I want to go over before going on to anything else, because this intrigued me, and it intrigued me a lot. And I bet you probably do know what I'm talking about once I put it up here. So you've seen the new Rotom, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So we have Rotom Phone. Rotom
Yeah.
Phone. Of all the things that they did, they finally gave Rotom not one new form as a Pokédex, but a film. Not only they gave him as a film as to being a new form, they also gave him a bike. And this bike could go on land and water.
Yeah.
And when Professor Oak says, you cannot use your bike here, but now you can use your bike on water. So now we
That's
won't have that.
nice.
So now we won't have that message saying, "Oh, you cannot use your bike here. You can use your bike here. You could go on the water."
We'll use it anywhere.
And that's the cool thing. So this Rotom has two new forms that you could go on water with a bike, and it could become a bike in general. Now it's also a phone, but it's also on Survey says that it's also a Pokédex too. So not only that it's as a Pokédex, but now it's as a phone. And
Yeah.
I'm assuming that we're gonna get the information from the professor, and the professor is gonna give us the new Rotom phone slash Dex, and eventually we're gonna get the bike later on. And another mechanic that's also gonna be taken out is surf, and because we're gonna be using our bike to surf on water or ride on water. So that's another cool little mechanic that I pretty much do like about this. I really do. I think this is a good concept that they're trying to put up on here. Amazing. Amazing job for that. Amazing job about that. I like that. I really do like that. How do you feel about it?
Honestly, I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing, but it's like, I could go either way with it, to be honest. Like,
Mm,
it's not a terrible idea, but I think that bringing back Rotom, a lot of people thought in Sun that Rotom was annoying, how he can pop stuff, which could be the case in this game. I know a lot of people did kind of complain about he's kind of annoying in Sun and Moon,
yeah,
and
and that's the thing. It was because of the whole with the O power thing. I believe they were like working way too much with the O power. That's why it's been such an annoying to deal with Rotom, because you have to talk to Rotom to get him to do stuff to give you the O power stuff, and you don't really need the O power mechanic at all. So I mean, they should have like some type of thing to disable that. Didn't have anything to disable it, and that was like, okay, they need to figure something out. So if in this case for Sword and Shield, I'm hoping that it's not interactive as much, and maybe we might have like a disable system where we don't have to react to it as much as we need to be friendly to this Pokemon, even though that was the whole concept. But again, we don't need that in our game. We just need to like use whatever it needs to have used on the function, but we don't need to interact with it all the fucking time because it is
Yeah.
really annoying to interact with.
Yeah.
So again, we'll just have to wait until when the game comes out to see what exactly is going on with that. Now,
Yeah.
moving on from that, again, it's still good, cool mechanic. We're gonna get like 2 new forms out of this. Still good mechanic. Um, so apparently, during the trailer of this direct, apparently there's a squirrel Pokemon that got a little sneak at. We might get a new squirrel Pokemon added to the Pokemon world. Apparently, um, apparently this squirrel was seen behind the audience during uh, the whole Pokemon gym.
Mhm.
Someone was wearing a T-shirt, and that's probably just like one of those Pokemon designs that maybe we might be able to wear as well, but we don't know. But again, the fact that this is a Pokemon design, this means this is a new Pokemon that we're gonna be eventually getting into a game as well. Because again, you see here on the second screenshot, it's a Pokemon that's nearby, literally like just right there by the person, and it's like, oh wait, so is this a Pokemon? Is this a thing that we're gonna be getting in this game? Did you just leak out another Pokemon that wasn't mentioned on here? Are we gonna get some new information and another trailer about this Pokemon? Is this gonna be the next information on a trailer?
Yeah.
Because we still have
He kind of,
E3 that go through, and E3 might give us information on this Pokemon. It might not give us information on this Pokemon. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is
Yeah.
E3 gonna give us information on this Pokemon? Are they gonna give information about this Pokemon? Because they literally just like been nonchalant and say, "Oh, we're not gonna review any new Wait, there's a new Pokemon that you didn't mention in this freaking Pokemon Direct, and it's played twice. One on a person's shirt and one in the audience. Why? Why not talk about this Pokemon? You're gonna give us all these other Pokemon, but you didn't mention these 2 here. Why?" So, can't wait to see what they do with that, because it's very interesting to see what this squirrel Pokemon really truly looks like, and how it's gonna be, what the actual like look of it. Like, is it gonna be a full normal type? Because it looks like it's a normal type. How did you feel about
Yeah.
this?
Honestly, I kind of find it cool that they were kind of teasing it a little, like on T-shirts and everything. I kind of find that cool if it does actually become a Pokemon or something. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that would be pretty cool if like they tease it like that. And yeah, that's kind of my only opinion on it, really. I just have to pay a little closer attention because I didn't know until they put it out to me. So yeah,
All right. Now let's go ahead and move on to the next item on the list. Uh, so we have wild areas, apparently. wild areas is a amazing concept to me. Amazing concept. And the reason why I say this is an amazing concept,
Yeah.
because now they say that, oh hey, open world guys, open world, eh, open world, and that was the whole point of that whole open space area that they had in the Gala region map, where it was so open in that one part that this is what it's gonna look like once you start going through it, and you have a open space to just free roam. That's what everybody was hoping to do, is free roam, actually just get out there and go around things. And then you have walkable sprites of Pokemon walking nearby you. Now,
Mm-hmm.
the only problem with this, we didn't see any Pokemon walking behind you.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's a mechanic that they decided to say, that was for Let's Go, we're not going to bring it back.
Yeah.
And that's fine, I guess. But it's good to see Pokemon out in the open. But that means, are we gonna get that whole same mechanic where, oh, what if a shiny Pokemon pop up? Are we gonna be able to like see shiny Pokemon pop up? Are we gonna see different Pokemon in the overall sprite shiny? Like this Tritanitar, is that Tritanitar gonna be like this little uh orangey, vague, almost matching with the background here, to looking the way it looks? Is that what we're gonna have? Is that what it's gonna look like? Like, that would be dope.
Yeah.
And
That
then,
would be.
and then we have to also figure out like how much percentage are they gonna be doing for the shiny checks on here as well. Are they gonna still do like how the main series game is, the chaining these Pokemon, the getting shiny Pokemon? Are they? I don't even. I haven't even heard about them bringing in the whole egg breeding, because there better be some egg breeding. I don't know what the idea was, the whole situation with that. Like, egg breeding is always essential to the game, so I don't know. It's kind of crazy how they like, oh, we're not gonna do egg breeding.
Yeah.
But yeah, how do you feel about that?
With the whole wild zone and everything, I feel like that's pretty creative. Because they mentioned stuff about the raids. The Pokemon can be different depending on the weather. I thought that was pretty cool too. With the wild areas, I find it kind of cool that it's kind of like Let's Go in a way. Because,
Yeah.
You know what you're going after, you just don't have to randomly counter it.
Yeah, and then it is an open based world now, because again, a lot of it's still gonna have the barriers, but in this general area, it does seem open world based, and you could just not go against barriers, but it still might have barriers regardless. But at least you know you have a more open space before you even reach a barrier in that sense. Because that was a whole other issue there, where a lot of people were like, oh, we want an open based world Pokemon game. Now we have this wild area where it's completely open space and it's a very open world. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Now, getting off of the Pokemon Sword and Shield, because that's all the information that we have on Sword and Shield at the moment. Because we kind of like went through all the stuff that was presented to us in that trailer. But now we have this Pokemon Home that was part of the Pokemon conference.
Yeah.
Where they're introducing the new stuff that's gonna be added to the Pokemon Switch Pokemon uh, that's gonna be also be added to the new phone games that are gonna be added on here. We have the new Pokemon Home, where it's supposed to be the newly updated version of the Pokemon Bank for the 3DS. And this also has a connection with the Pokemon 3DS system, where we are going to be able to somehow connect our 3DS system uh, Pokemon banks to Pokemon Home. We're gonna be able to transfer all the Pokemon that we have from our Pokemon banks to this Pokemon Home, because this is the new cloud system for Pokemon
Yeah.
on the Switch. And this is not gonna come out into 2020, so we have into next year to actually get this software to the game. And the reason why I feel like not only that the reason why they're gonna put it out so late, but still early, because they're saying it's not gonna be too late when they're gonna get the software out in 2020. It's the fact that they're still testing the hack checks on it. Uh, so they're still trying to figure out the whole modification of people bringing in hacked Pokemon. And not only this software, not only, and they're trying to figure out how good the server system will work for a lot of people going up onto Home, trying to bring in Pokemon from different areas, because this Pokemon Home is not only towards the 3DS version of Pokemon Bank transformation, transferring Pokemon over. You also have Pokemon Go transformation, that you could transfer Pokemon from Pokemon Go onto Home. Then you also have Pokemon Let's Go Pokemon that you could transfer onto the Pokemon Home. Plus, you also have the back and forth transfer for Sword and Shield onto it. So, Pokemon 3DS Bank transfer Pokemon onto Pokemon Home. You can't transfer Pokemon back from the 3DS. You have Pokemon Go. You transfer to Pokemon Home, but you can't transfer Pokemon Home back to Pokemon Go. Same thing for the Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu. You can transfer Pokemon to Pokemon Home, but you cannot transfer it back to Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu. But you could always transfer forward and back when it comes to Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
As this mechanic is now a four-way cloud system, how do you feel about this four-way cloud system being on the Switch? And how do you think they're gonna probably, work with this system and make sure no one's hacking? Because,
Well,
and especially since they're already kind of already cutting down on people for that particular reason. That I just remembered they were trying to make sure no one else is doing that stuff, and banning a couple of systems off of that.
yeah.
So how you feel
Uh,
about
well,
it?
well, my opinion is that I like the idea of being able to trade Pokemon from 3DS, even from Let's Go to an Eevee. I like that. It's a cool idea. Uh, I can kind of see why they don't do no returns, because otherwise you could send Pokemon from Gallery past the 3DS or anything like that, and that could really mess up the game with something that has no data, like ever anything like that existing, no sprites or anything that could probably mess up the game too badly.
Yeah.
Not recognizing any data like that, so it could be a major issue. It's pretty cool though. I like how it's a four-way thing that you can go through Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu and Sun and Moon, X Y or XYZ, or not XYZ, sorry, X and Y, and I'll make everybody on Sapphire, and Ultra Sun will be able to trade all that way to there, which I'm guessing that's probably going to be Pokebank for Switch with Pokemon Home.
Yeah.
And it'll probably stay with that way until they make a new console and new Pokemon games start coming out on there. So,
And that's the thing. I don't think they're gonna make a new console, and the reason why I say they're not gonna do that is because it's it's still a brand new console. It's only been out for what, year or so,
year.
and it's about to make its way into its second year.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, and it's already trying to they're already trying to get stuff added to that system. So it seems like this game, the whole point of the Switch won't like be getting a new system update until they have a lot of games that they needed to have for the system. And it's still a popular system regardless. People are still buying the Switch, and the fact that they just added this new software, this new game that's gonna be coming to the Switch, people are gonna be buying the Switch. People are just gonna be generally buying the Switch for that reason. And
Well, that's one of the reasons I'm actually wanting to get a Switch soon. Is just saying that because I like what I see with Sword and Shield. I was
Mhm.
really interested in Let's Go Pikachu. So that's why I was so I wanted the Switch, but I just never really was that interested in some library that I had at the time, which it was still brand new, so it was a very small library, of course. So,
yeah,
but now that it's becoming a lot more popularity, Sword and Shield coming out. Uh, I'm planning on getting a Switch just to kind of see, because I hear a lot of people say it's a great console. I had my doubts at it when I first saw it. I had my doubts on it, but now that I see what I can do, I like it. So, I'm gonna give it a shot, see how it goes.
yeah.
Um,
And again, like I said, Pokemon Home is gonna be like the new cloud way of doing things for transferring Pokemon over to the new games. And again, once they finally figure out the whole breaking down that system of Hackmons, Hackmons will never be a thing ever again. Um, but there's always that factor that people can find a way over it. But hopefully they kind of like smash down on the concept of hacking on there. And then generally, I feel like as to hacking, it's probably gonna be like more of for tournament situations. Generally, I'm hoping like more coaches will be on it for tournament sake of hacking. Like if you know there's hacking going on, call that shit out. You know, make sure just to call that shit out. Because if you could tell if it's hacking, then call that shit out. Just saying.
yeah.
If you see people posting it and they're in that tournament and they're posting the fact that they're hacking, call that shit out.
Yeah.
Disqualify people. You know, make you make the whole system better. Like, and that's what I kind of like blamed on. It's because that's the one thing that I kind of would say I consider agreement with Realistify is coaches don't call that shit out when they know and they follow some of the people that are on the tournament and they have Twitter and they're going to these tournaments. They follow these people that are pretty much in these tournaments and they see the fact that they post this stuff. So if you know you're posting that they hacking mons on here and they're using them in the tournament, you need to disqualify people.
Yeah.
Like, don't brag about the shit.
Yeah, that's just kind of how I feel with that one. So.
Yeah. Okay. getting off of that because I don't want to get more into hacking and all that other nonsense. Let's go to Pokemon Sleep for the Pokemon Switch plus Pokemon Go. I could say. I guess we're gonna get into the mobile of it all.
Yeah. Hold
Oh,
on, excuse me. Just 1 second. I have to go read something. So
okay.
just
Okay. Um, let's see. Pokemon Sleep. It's like 5 words to meme out of this because everybody already memed it out. Pokemon Go to sleep. Pokemon Go home sleep. Pokemon. There's so much to do with this Pokemon Sleep thing that I just don't know why. I mean, tracking a person's sleep makes no sense whatsoever. Makes no sense whatsoever. I have an issue with that. I kind of have an issue with it, but I kind of don't have an issue with it. Get what I'm getting with it? Like, Pokemon Sleep is a thing. It's a thing. Pokemon Sleep is a thing. Let's just wait for Shiny Darkrai to come back, because, again, Pokemon Sleep is a thing. It's kind of weird to think about Pokemon Sleep is a thing. And the fact that people, another thing that I would say, uh, that's also a trademark because I mean I don't know if they kind of like officially trademark that software though. Have you heard of the Pokemon Go Plus Plus Shiny Darkrai?
very little.
Um, did you know that I'm since since you barely hear about it, but apparently Pokemon Go Plus Plus has always been a thing in Pokemon Go when it comes to like hacking it and using the hackable Go Plus or Pokemon Go in general. Pokemon Go Plus Plus will be like the standard of oh I could teleport my account to other areas in the world and be able to go through and capture Pokemon that I generally don't catch in my region. Uh, so that was the whole point of Pokemon Go Plus Plus. But and that's only I would say that's only for like the iPhone area where you can only get it during the iPhone if you want to like try to like get that software. That's only during iPhone. I think you could get that same software in Android, but you still have to like downgrade your software to getting it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm assuming that Pokemon Go Plus Plus will be like already trademarked between these hackers who got him that. But again, it's like you're using a trademark Pokemon name in your software. So you're probably not gonna get it. You're not gonna get that trademark. And then now since Pokemon Go or Pokemon in general, the company decided to make a new Pokemon Go Plus Plus uh, Go Plus, it's like okay, well this Go Plus is supposed to help you with tracking your sleep and able to interact with Pokemon and you're still sleeping. So it's able to track your sleep and probably catch Pokemon at the same time. So it's literally like Pokemon Go Ball Plus, but at a updated latest version of a Pokemon Go Plus and a Pokemon Ball Plus.
Yeah.
So again, I believe Pokemon Go, Pokemon Sleep is a good concept. They just introduced Pokemon in the Pokemon Go Snorlax as they sleep. So it's it's a good concept. I like the concept, but there's a lot of memes going around the internet with the whole Pokemon sleep. So again, it's it's a good concept. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't think I'm gonna ever get the Pokemon Go Plus Plus as a thing, but it is a very interesting concept.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's always that. Um, how do you feel about that sleep mechanic that they're gonna try to add on to the Switch, but still add to Pokemon Go?
I think it's a pretty interesting idea. It's kind of a thing that I guess we don't really need, but I mean, it wouldn't be too bad to take an investment in to look,
Mm,
dive into it further to see what else we could possibly do with that type of mechanic.
yeah,
It's interesting, but it's kind of a mechanic that we didn't really need in the first place, but I guess we got it anyway. So, yeah.
yeah, because there's a lot more stuff going to be heading into Pokemon Go. That's why they needed to like want to add more stuff to it, and maybe they're trying to make it a little bit better than what it was firstly. Because again, like I said, they just introduced Pokemon sleeping in Pokemon Go, like Snorlax, because they were doing the event for Snorlax sleeping in Pokemon Go, and they showing the sprite sleeping. So it's very interesting how they're gonna introduce this thing and again and introduce this software into the games and and whatnot. Anyway, going on to the next item on the list, we got the Pokemon Masters for the phone. Again, another thing that they're trying to get more stuff towards the phone aspect. How do you feel about Pokemon Masters?
I haven't really seen much of it, honestly. I've seen a little bit of it, but I haven't seen much of it. And, you know, I have to look into it a little bit more. I'll probably do that here in a minute because I'm not having to go because it's 5 o'clock and I got something to do. But I'll probably take a little investment on my way to the thing I'm going to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to a family gathering today, so I'm gonna have to leave soon. So I'll probably check it out on my way there and let you know my opinions.
Mm. All right. Well, I just to quickly give you a little bit information is just another little phone game where you get be able to against trainers for like from main series games and gym leaders from main series games, and then eventually against champions from main series games and that aspect.
Ah,
So it's like that for your phone.
ah,
I don't know if it's gonna do as big as any other like Pokemon Go wise big, but it's just something like, oh, it's a free game that you can download and you can play,
yeah,
and that's the concept of that, and that's what they're trying to do for that. And then you get
yeah,
to meet all the current gym leaders for all their every variation of from Generation 1 to Generation 7,
yeah,
and you get to meet other characters like Red and whatnot in that as well.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I think we covered everything from point to point A, point B. Um, since you have to go and we pretty much roughly finish up most of what we needed to talk about. I mean, I kind of want to go ahead and introduce the. Let's see if I could bring it up here. The next match
Mm-hmm.
So we do have like a new match that we're gonna do. It's gonna be Saya from Blood Sea and Kame from like Kame Kill,
Mm-hmm.
who will win in that match.
Mm. That's kind of a hard one for me. I'm gonna say Akami on this.
I'm gonna say Akami. Alright, I see. Akami. If anybody else wants to let us know exactly who you think will win against these two, go ahead and leave a comment in the, I guess you could say in the podcast once this video is posted up on the channel. So comment in the video what you guys think of who went out of that, or go to the Pokemon Go Amino. Follow me on Pokemon Go Amino and Anime Amino. Follow me on Pokemon. I mean, why I keep doing that? Follow me on the Anime Amino and the Fight Club Amino to see who you think and vote for on there. Or also follow me on Twitter and see if and vote on there as well to double your chances on the vote and see who would win out of this matchup. I'm gonna for my thing. I feel like it's gonna be Sai who's gonna win this though. That's why I believe it's gonna win. Sai.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It's pretty close. Good. Pretty close fight. So.
Yeah. All right. Thanks guys for coming out. For most of you guys who did come to the stream to check it out. Thank you, Shiny Darkrai, for coming out to being part of the podcast. We didn't get anybody else to join in during the time. We were like kind of waiting for most. I think Stormtrooper did say he was trying to get in, but I guess he wasn't able to get in. He said he needed like a good 30 minutes, but 30 minutes has passed, so I don't think he was gonna be coming out. I kind of wanted to chat along a little bit more with him on the subject, but it's all good. We had you, Shiny, to come into the podcast and talk with us on the matter of what was going on in the latest updates for Pokemon Company, bringing us new games and stuff like that. Again, thanks for coming out.
No problem.
Go ahead and say goodbye to the folks.
Alright guys, we'll catch you guys later.
Bye guys. See you in the next podcast. Again, still working on the scheduling time and whatnot. It's still working on it. Still working on it. Always working on it. Still working on it. Okay. Bye guys.